So then, in other words, if I get this correct, I'm the one that's, like I say, like for instance, I say, I want intimacy in a relationship, but a part of me is afraid of that, so that I'm the one that's creating the obstacles.
Right. If you say you want intimacy, but you're afraid of intimacy, the last thing you want to meet is a person who'd be intimate with you. That person would scare you half to death. And the universe isn't going to give you anything. First of all, let's talk about the new rules, like my man Bill Maher said. Okay, here's the new rules. Okay, what I'm saying will not make any sense from the perspective of what you learn from the world and the way that we learn to look at the world through fearful, separated eyes. Basically, the world looks at things as if everything that's happening to you, you have no influence or no control about how you see that and how you experience that. Okay, so there's always something out there that you have to defend against and be on the lookout for. Okay, according to New Thought, which is based on love, which is based on the heart, there is no separation between me and anything that's out there, and everything that's out there is being drawn to me and a reflection of my own consciousness, and by my own magnetism, by my own mind is coming to me. So for a while, entertain the idea that you might be more powerful than you think you are, and that you might have powers and abilities far beyond those that you believe that you have, and that you might not be what you were taught that you are. One way to maybe entertain the idea that you might not be what you were taught you were would be because if love is really what this universe and this world is about, if love is what's real, why aren't we experiencing it? Well, we aren't experiencing it because we aren't acting according to the laws of love. We're acting according to the laws of fear and the laws of separation and the laws of victimhood and not the laws of creativity and the laws of responsibility. So everything I'm saying to you tonight, I'm sorry, I'm talking to you as if you are very powerful, that you're not weak, that you are innocent, that you are free, and no matter how you were brought up, no matter what situations you've gone through in the past, you can have those situations change right now because the present is the point of power. Okay, so if that's true, then if I am afraid of intimacy, then I am not going to attract someone to me who will be intimate with me, even though I'm saying that I want intimacy, because of course I want to believe that I want it. So I'm going to say I'm looking for intimacy, but what's so cool about our physical world is that our physical world is a reflection of what's really going on within us, as opposed to what we think is going on within us. That's what I love about your physical world. You can tell yourself anything, but your physical reality that you're experiencing day to day, person to person, relationship to relationship, that's what your consciousness is really about. Now, it usually works like this. I have a face of innocence that says I'm this really, really nice person that people are just not really treating right and that they're mistreating and they're doing wrong. I am really a good person, but everybody's just not doing me right. I'm just a good person, and something is always happening to me, even though I'm a really good person. People always messing with me. Anybody familiar with that? Okay. And what we don't realize is that beneath that face of innocence is a you that is mad as it can be, angry as it can be. It is just, it has had it. It's upset with everybody. So beneath the face of innocence is the part of me that wants to kick a little booty in the world. But I'm pretending that I'm too nice to have those type feelings because I'm a nice person. So I don't have those feelings of really wanting to kick a little booty in the world. That's somebody else. But since I'm denying my own want to kick bootiness, then I meet people who seem like they want to kick mine in some form or fashion. Everybody with me on that? Okay. So if you would just go ahead and admit that the anger that you see outside of yourself and the fear you see outside of yourself is in your own mind at a subconscious level, then there's no need to constantly deal with these conflicts on the outer world. You'll find them begin to decrease. So the first step, here we go. Okay, anybody else? Any questions? Anybody else? So what you want to do is you want to say, what would it take for my fear of intimacy to be released in ways beyond my wildest imagination?
Okay.
Stay in the question. Don't worry about answering it. We make the mistake of trying to answer when we should be focusing on the question. And that's where our error comes from, is the human race. You know, we're busy trying to answer things and we have no idea what we're talking about. but we're trying to answer. Isn't that cool? See, there are basically two types of people in the world. We can simplify right quick. There are people who are coming from the perspective of oneness and people who come from the perspective of separateness. People who come from the perspective of power, people who come from the perspective that they have none. So you can tell when you're dealing with a person who's seeing things through a fearful mind, because people who see things through a fearful perspective, they believe that everything takes force to make it happen. People who are unaware of the truth believe that everything takes judgment. You have to judge everything. People who don't really know the truth of the law of love believe that no pain, no gain. And they only believe in separation, and they only believe what they can see. And there's nothing so blinding as the perception of form. There's nothing so blinding as just trusting your physical senses. Why? Because your physical senses are made to witness to what you believe. So your physical senses are only showing you what you already believe. That's why you have to learn how to see beyond your physical senses. Let's say I grew up believing that people of another race were going to hurt me and wanted to do me in. So every time I saw anybody in what appeared to be a white body, then it meant that they were automatically my enemy. My physical senses would be on the lookout for anybody that seemed to have the slightest bit of prejudice at all, or who had any kind of racist characteristics at all, because my physical senses are going to look for that which I believe. So I'm not going to see all the nice people in white bodies. I'm only going to see the ones that look like they don't like me. So my physical senses is going to completely omit all the loving people around me, and I'm only going to see the people who seem like they don't. And I'm going to feel justified in that, because I can only see red, and cool people are blue. So then I live in a red world, denied there's even the blue people of love, and guess what? I join with other red people, and then we all witness to the fact that there's no love, you can't trust people, people try to hurt you. Why? Because our physical senses are going to witness to that which we believe. So you can't use your physical senses to prove anything other than what you already believe. So you can't say that what I'm saying couldn't possibly be true because you've never met really loving people that was totally kind and trustworthy. That's because you haven't met them. It's because you see red and they are blue. From the time I left on Friday morning to the time I came back Tuesday evening, it was just one loving experience after another loving experience after another peaceful experience, from the flight to the airport to the people to being picked up to the places I was taken to the talk that I did. All I wanted was peace. All I offered was peace. And when anything would happen that wasn't peaceful, I just asked for another way to look at it. I would ask for the heart connection. And since I asked for the heart connection and I asked for another way to look at it, my eyes witnessed to another way to look at it.
Right.
So I wanted the audience to smile at me, and I wanted to feel friendly, a friendly audience in front of me when I stood up there. So this is what I did. I'm so glad to see you. Wow, I'm so glad to see all those beautiful parts of myself sitting out there. My God, y'all look good to me. Guess what happened? They smiled. Except for the one that ran out screaming because they thought I was insane. But
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I had to ask for the heart connection. I had to give what I wanted to receive. I didn't wait for them to give it to me. Like most people do. When you're unconscious, you always wait for the other person to do it first. And then when they do it first, then you say you're going to do it. That's how unconscious people do, because they don't know the world is a mirror, so nothing's going to be reflected back to you that you aren't given. Nothing's going to be reflected back to you that you aren't given. But I'm giving all the time. I'm the nicest person I know, and people are still mistreating me. They are a reflection of your own subconscious lack of love for yourself. You might be nice, but you don't love yourself enough. You might be nice, but you don't know your value yet. You might be nice, but you're not telling yourself every day what a wonderful being you are. You might be nice, but you're not claiming your power. Nice don't get it. You know that's right. By your own experience, you know being nice isn't enough. You know good intentions are not enough. You can just kill it whole, I got good intentions. Do you know how much crappy stuff that's happened to people because of other people's good intentions? So don't trust your good intentions. Your good intentions are not enough. What you need to trust, no matter what, is your willingness to have joy, your willingness to be loved, your willingness to have fun, your willingness to have real connection. That's what I trust. I trust my willingness to join with you all, even though I don't know all of you. I trust my willingness to offer you peace, even though I don't know you yet. I'm trusting my willingness. I'm not trusting my good intentions, and I'm not trusting your good intentions. I am. You are. I am a superstar. You are a superstar. 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 Could you picture if you were in a relationship with somebody and they came home from work and the first thing they did when they came in was they said, "You are a superstar." Instead of, "You bastard, you didn't pick me up one time and you said you're going to pick me up." You wonder why they're not rushing home to meet you, huh? So an ego mind, a mind that doesn't know the truth, believes in attack and projection and victimhood, and humans who are based their consciousness in separation and ego and guilt and fear, they believe that they're only their bodies. So a person who's unaware of their spiritual identity is a person who only thinks they're their physical body. In other words, I do not believe that I am just a black man. I don't believe I'm a black body. I don't believe I'm this body. I have this body. I am not this body. So when you don't know the truth, you think that you are just a human body that lives a certain number of years, hoping you can get a few relationships and have a few good times before you die. Which is really, if you think about it, a kind of depressing point of view. Especially when you spend most of that time at work doing a job you hate. So that's the fearful perspective. If you're looking for the right perspective, the loving perspective, the spiritual perspective, it would be that we are one with everything. Don't pit yourself against